This is going to be the largest massacre we have ever seen of livelihoods.
To a certain extent.
You can't get a job mowing lawns in 10 years in the future. Robots will be doing that.
Isn't that terrifying at the same time?
So I built a CPA bot. Am I acting as an attorney now? At what point am I crossing the line?
I don't even want to go down how you would do that.
It's a matter of time before there's a whole AI division.
I mean, I think they already have it.
Do you really? So utilizing AI for my sales page copy, for my ads, all of that's perfectly fine, right?
No, there's a way to do it, and the best thing about AI is it may...
You're using AI to scale your marketing. That's great. But if you're not disclosing that synthetic face, that ChatGPT sales script, or that AI edited testimonial, you could be violating FTC law and state regulations right now. This isn't just a tech issue, it's a legal minefield. And the FTC plus attorney generals are already coming after marketers who use AI in deceptive or undisclosed ways. In this episode, Ryan and I are going to be pulling back the curtain on what's legal, what's not, and how to harness AI without ending up in a courtroom. I'm excited for this one.
Me too.
Let's just talk really briefly about AI overall, what we're seeing overall, and then we'll kind of dive into the nitty-gritty of using AI for avatars, doctors and VSLs, testimonials. We'll get into the nitty-gritty, but let's talk about AI overall. So utilizing AI for my sales page copy, for my ads, all of that's perfectly fine, right?
Absolutely.
But there's a way to do it?
No, there's a way to do it, and the best thing about AI is it made copywriting so much faster.
Yeah.
You figure out what's converting, you tweak it a little bit. It's legal, but you just got to do it correctly.
Utilizing ChatGPT, Ideogram, Midjourney, like all of these AI tools, there's hundreds of them now, to create our marketing assets. That's okay, but...
Got to be careful.
Right, and there are nuances to this, so I'd like to just kind of like dive in, ask you some questions, and you fill in the holes at the end on what I didn't think to ask. So I'm in love with the AI world. I'm an operator, I'm a COO, and my entire job is the line on the P&L that's profits.
What do you love about it the best? Or the most? From an operational perspective.
Yeah, there's so many things, so it's hard to quantify that in like a 1-minute statement. But I think the thing that I love the best is from an operator standpoint, from a COO standpoint, my job is the P&L, right? And the profit margin or growth, one or the other. One of the pieces of my job is development of people, because if you're going to be scaling a company, growing a company, you have to grow the people in order to do it really, really well. And so watching people just absolutely explode and grow because they have these AI mentors, right? Like right now, for just one example, ChatGPT's IQ is like something insane, like 176. Imagine having a person or a thing smarter than Einstein in every single subject, whether it be marketing, whether it be your own nutrition at home, operationally, finance. You've got someone who's smarter than the average human in your pocket at all times. And that just watching people be able to interact with that level of mentorship and then watching them grow and flourish, I think is the thing I like the absolute most about AI.
Isn't that terrifying at the same time?
You can be terrified. So here's the thing that you probably...
Well, it's this black box that you're just like talking into, right?
I'm surprised you don't know this about me. I care about every detail and everything. It drives people insane.
Oh, you do?
I absolutely do. But on things that I 100% cannot control, I'm just going to ride it.
Okay.
Because I can stress out about things that I cannot control. I can sit here and say, what's going to become of the human race? What's going to become of the average person in the workforce? Mm-hmm. This is going to be, and this is a true statement, I stand by it, but this is going to be the largest massacre we have ever seen of livelihoods.
I think to a certain extent.
You can't get a job mowing lawns in 10 years in the future. Robots will be doing that for far cheaper, and they won't complain about the heat or the rain. So I'm just saying, in the future world, things change drastically. I don't worry about that. Mm-hmm. I spend all of my time focused on how do I make money? How do I get more profitable? How do I learn? How do I adapt? How do I grow? Because adaptation will keep me around longer.
All right, so you were talking about this is like this magic mentor in a box that's sitting there guiding your employees, right?
And me.
And you.
I'm not paying for the one-on-one coaching anymore. I can build any coach. I truly can. And multiple coaches. I can have a brain trust that is Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk advising me on my business at all times. I actually don't use them because they don't do small business, but you get the point. I can build in projects or in custom GPTs mentors that will far exceed any mentor, and they're in my pocket 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not $16,000 a month for 2 calls that are 30 minutes long, scheduled inconveniently for me.
So what's scary to me from a legal perspective about all of that, because you were talking about, it's the best mentor. Now these GPTs have this authority. You were talking about Warren Buffett, right? Like you have this Warren Buffett in a box that you ask investing questions to. Now you turn this over to a copywriter or your creative team. You start asking a question, what can I say about my product? And it spits back this beautifully crafted AI script. What can I say about my product? It spits back a list of things that you can say about your product. And then people take this and they just run with it.
Yes, there's an irresponsibility factor. I thought you were talking about AI in general for the human race.
Well, no, I was just
talking about from a legal
No, I was just segueing into AI for a copying.
No, it makes sense. Like, let's talk about that. You're going to have people that use it responsibly, and you're going to have people who don't. You have people who sell supplements white hat. You have people who sell supplements gray hat. And you have people who sell supplements black hat. So, of course, you're going to have these rogue people that put everything into AI, don't hire copywriters to look it over and make sure it's right. And they're going to probably not convert that well anyway. Or they're going to have ridiculous claims and ridiculous pages that they're going to end up getting in trouble for. And it's a matter of time before the FTC really crack. And I think they already are. You're going to talk about that in a second. But it's a matter of time before there's a whole AI division.
I mean, I think they already have it.
Do you really?
I think it falls under the umbrella of the division of marketing practices. It's a new marketing practice. It's incredibly easy to use. It all of a sudden has this authority. Like you were saying, it has this, 176 IQ.
I could be wrong about
or
that. Harry
it
talks
could be,
about it all the time.
whatever it is, though, right?
It's much higher than the average human being. Genius level human.
I mean, we're onboarding AI at our law firm. I've been sitting in all these pitches from various companies. They're like, this AI will be it's like a 4th-year associate that you get to have, like sitting on your computer all the time. You get to ask it questions.
It's 100% more efficient. I remember creating Damon Wright, one of your partners, has a lot more stuff online than you have. So I tried to make a Ryan bot, and that didn't work out too well because you just don't have enough stuff out there online. Damon has a lot more, and so I fed it everything I could find about Damon, as well as like a whole bunch of emails back and forth between me and Damon, just so it could get Damon's tone. Like, I really trained this thing. And then I put this whole, Qasim has this product, 3X incubator, I think is what he calls it. And so I put a bunch of his stuff through just to see like where is his weak spots? Where could he get in trouble legally? And like it came out and I sent it to Damon and he was like, man, that is good. That's really good advice.
Damon, you would be happy. You have an AI bot.
I would love to get to a place where I could build those bots and use them. But here's the caveat to that. Let's say I go use Damon bot for a client and I say, look, this is what we're going to do. Damon bot did it. Am I acting as an attorney now? Right? If I built a CPA bot based off of a CPA that I just think is super brilliant. So I built a CPA bot that I can go and talk to about like, hey, for taxes, da, 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 da. And so if I used that for clients and not just for myself, at what point am I crossing the line? It's a serious question for you. Probably at the moment that I give them advice from the bot, right?
Well, you need to preface that by like, hey, I built this. It's not legal advice.
First of all, I don't show clients this. But yes, 100%. When I'm talking to like my inside crew and I'm just like, when I brought it to Qasim, I absolutely told them like, hey, I built this bot and this is what it says. And I agree with it as a COO. I think it makes a lot of sense. But sure, preface it, but it's still giving legal advice, no?
I think anybody can opine on a variety of issues. It's whether or not you're like, hey, if you're holding yourself out as a lawyer and this is legal advice, I think that's a better dividing line.
I wonder as a C-suite executive, though, I want you to think about this from the aspect of, remember all those C-suite people from Wells Fargo? As a C-suite executive, if you're going and utilizing bots and giving advice based on bots.
Well, if the audience knows what you're basing your decision-making on, that's going to be key.
That's wonderful.
And I also think it's like, how are you holding yourself out as an attorney or a compliance expert or whatever it is? If you're doing that, you're cloaking whatever advice you're giving in some sort of the gravitas of like, oh, this is legitimate. This is, you can trust it. I think that's kind of the dividing line. I mean, when your clients come to you, they know you're an operations expert. They know you're a CEO. They know you're not a lawyer.
Yep.
You do a lot of contracts. You do a lot of legal
I'm
work.
responsible for the compliance.
You
but
probably
I'm not,
look at more contracts than I do.
That's for sure.
I mean, so you know how to redline a contract. Most corporate business people.
But I don't. I want to throw this in there, but I don't. I'll redline my own contracts for my own company and my own self. But for clients, I send them to you. I never do. Because I don't want to be held responsible for acting as an attorney.
Yeah.
If I'm going to redline something, I'm going to redline it and send it to you and say, these are the questions I have on this contract. What do you think? So there's a bunch of different ways to use AI. And one of the ways is to create people. Like you can create actual people. And so I want to talk about this because I've seen this done a bunch of times. And I actually don't know what's okay and what's not. For regular content that isn't selling anything, but is just pieces of content to build a brand, to get followers.
I think it's incredibly low risk.
Yeah, agreed. So I don't want to talk about that. What's up? We interrupt this podcast to remind you to like and subscribe so that you can always be in the know of when Ryan and I drop a new episode of Marketing on Trial. Also, sign up at www.specialopspodcast.com for our Visionary Vault and get all of our freebies. What I want to talk about is, okay, I make an AI-generated human to now be the face of my brand. I'm selling supplements and I'm going to give you a couple of different scenarios and let you pick them all apart. I got them wearing a lab coat. I don't call them a doctor. I'm not saying anything like that, but I got them in a lab coat and they look like they're a doctor. That's one. Two, I've got an AI generated fitness coach who's giving me fitness advice and is in like yoga pants. Now here's the thing. Because this AI coach was built using NASM certification guidelines, now I'm saying it's a NASM certified fitness coach because I trained the AI in it. So that's the next one. Then I'm going to give you one more, and I'm going to let you dissect each one. Last one, I've got really great testimonials, and I'm going to give you this one two ways. They're really great testimonials. I'm going to build avatars that look like my customer base. And I'm going to have them read the testimonials exactly word for word so that people can relate to it more than just words on a screen. So one way is, nothing malicious about it. The other way is, I got a 320-pound woman who gave me a testimonial. I love that you laugh at that instantly.
No, I know exactly where you're going.
I got a 320-pound woman who lost 40 pounds, so she's now 280 in, say, 60 days. So I create someone who's 180 pounds, who now looks, how much did I say, 40 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever,
40.
Who looks that amount less, creating an illusion. All of that, and whether or not I can do it, and if I can't do it, how to do it. Because that's my favorite.
So I think just a little bit of level setting. Just because we're using AI, none of the rules really change. I mean, your ads need to be truthful, not misleading, and substantiated, right? And so now, just because you have this new little widget that creates all this great new content, nothing really changes. So just keep that in mind. Doctor in a lab coat. It's basically a fake actor or a fake person wearing a lab coat that you are touting as this expert. Or you
I never said it was a doctor.
Yeah, but the lab coat. What is any reasonable consumer going to think about that lab coat? So you have this fictional person character. Now you're giving them a lab coat. You're not necessarily saying that they're a doctor, but then you put them in front of a bunch of scientific looking lab stuff in the background. And then they're talking in a very eloquent and scientific tone. And so any reasonable consumer is going to come away from that and be like, oh.
The doctor said.
Yeah, the doctor said, or this has been clinically studied. And the advertiser, the brand doesn't have any of that on file. I don't even want to go down how you would do that because that is just
I can go down how you would do that.
Yeah. Okay, this will be dangerous.
It's really not. It's actually quite simple. Do things the right way. Invest in your brand. So it's a lot easier and a lot more affordable to go partner with a real doctor or a real biologist, biochemist, whatever, even pharmacist. You create an AI avatar that looks like them. You disclose that it's AI in their likeness. You get their consent and permission. And then you can make 1,000 variations of VSLs, ads, all kinds of stuff with their face. It's such a simple disclosure. No one gives a shit about the disclosure. Everybody knows that this is going on now. And you're just free and clear. And you pay the doctor almost nothing. You can give a doctor now, they're so screwed right now with all the health insurance issues, and they still have their malpractice insurance. They still have a gazillion dollars they're paying schools that just, destroyed their lives like lawyers. And so they're looking for money. So you can literally pay a doctor, and we found them very easily, from $2,500 to $5,000 to use their name and likeness. They just want to be able to write, sign off on it. And I know they never read the damn copy anyway. But I mean, it's so cheap to do and it's so easy to do, and that's how you can do it.
Yeah, no, my blood pressure went down initially and then went back up at the end. Yes, it is way easier to find somebody out there, create an AI avatar based on their name and likeness. Now, the question will be that person that you ultimately retain, or whoever you're building this avatar about, are you retaining an osteopath or a chiropractor, and they're touting themselves as an MD?
100%.
Yeah.
If you're going to hire a pharmacist, you
Totally.
have to present them as a pharmacist. With you, these chiropractors, we've worked with some. These chiropractors that come out and try and make it seem like they're a primary physician. They want to be called Dr. So-and-so. They never disclose that they're a chiropractor, not a medical doctor. Completely different, completely different. I agree with you completely. But I'm talking about people who want to disclose exactly what they're hiring. As a pharmacist with many years experience, I've seen dozens and dozens of patients come in, and Big Pharma just completely ripping their wallets off, and this all could have been solved with ashwagandha. They'll have to be careful of their own claims and with what's ethical, right? But yeah, we're talking about two different tomatoes here.
All right, let's move on to the second one.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yep.
NASA, what was it? NASA
NASM.
NASM?
Yeah, it's a fitness
Gotcha.
certification. It's the most popular.
Yeah, so the way you're going to do it is you're going to create an avatar. It's going to be some attractive man or woman, fit and all of that.
Here's my argument, and I absolutely don't come at me because I know this is wrong, but I'm trying to lead you. But if I took the NASM certification material and I fed it into a GPT, it would know more than anyone who went through that certification. My argument to you, devil's advocate, is why couldn't I say that they're NASM certified?
Because NASM hasn't conferred that certification.
Okay.
Right?
NASM trained,
No, because
but I trained the AI in it.
yeah, but NASM is the object of that sentence,
Okay.
the subject of that sentence, and they're the one that is actually conducting the training. You can say that we have trained this AI avatar or bot in disclosing what you've trained. You might also get into some copyright issues because you're feeding in a bunch of copyrighted materials, but that's another issue that we'll talk about later. But no, you can talk about what you use to feed into this so that the output, and if they don't believe in the quality of the input, they can make their own purchasing decision. So if it's Ryan, who's a 40-year-old male that doesn't work out very much, writing workout programs and feeding it into a bot, nobody's going to buy that, and nobody's going to really trust the output. But if
Ryan trains the bot right, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If Ryan trains the bot right, it's going to be 100 times better than any human being is going to come up.
Well, no, but it's all based on what you're putting into
Right,
it.
right.
And you just need to accurately disclose what you're putting into it.
And so how do I disclose it? Let's move to...
Setting aside the copyright issues, we have used proven, we develop training content, or we train the bot using NASM certified instructors and their workout programs.
not say that.
There's also a difference though. If you're talking about a NASM certified instructor, right, we use not the NASM content.
How's this? Let's back up for a minute. I don't want to tell people to do that because I feel like the first person does that's going to get sued by NASM, and our names are going to end up on it. So, so is this a reasonable way to do a disclosure? Because I think that this would work. We've developed a bot who has been trained in multiple proven
Disciplines,
fitness disciplines or fitness strategies that have produced X result for many people. That would be a reasonable disclosure, right?
That's a reasonable disclosure.
I would go so far as I would not only disclose that the person is an avatar generated person, but I would literally say, if you go and you follow a fitness coach, you only know as much as they can retain. This bot was trained on 22 different philosophies in fitness, and therefore you couldn't hire a human being that could do more for you. You have to play with that quite a bit in the copy world. But yeah.
That's the way to do it.
All right, so I want to just wrap up a little bit. I want to move on really quickly.
Well, let's just net this one out. If you're going to, and this is where you have testimonials from real consumers that you want to highlight particular attributes from. One of, I believe the first one was overweight person, lost 40 pounds, and then the AI avatar.
Instead of having 320 to 280, you've got someone who's 180 to 140.
Yeah, I mean, I think this goes to fitness, like weight loss, cosmetics, and everything. So if you're going to show efficacy or results, it needs to be genuine, it needs to be real. So on the weight loss side, 40 pounds for people who are massively overweight is
nothing.
I mean,
you
it's
lose
not
the first 40 pounds when you're over 300 really quickly and easily.
Exactly. So
you have to eat a lot. It's dedication to maintain that kind of weight.
Totally.
Yeah.
So to then have an AI avatar that is in shape, low body fat and all that, and be like, hey, I lost 40 pounds, right. Deceptive. But I mean, that's kind of just general advertising rules. Like you can't misrepresent the underlying testimonial. So if you are going to use that, you need to disclose that you're making an AI avatar based on a real person, their name and likeness, and it just needs to genuinely reflect their use of the product. So if you say they lost 40 pounds, they lost 40 pounds, and make sure the AI avatar matches that.
Why are attorney generals going after people right now?
I think it's the big, beautiful bill. There was a lot of...
The big, beautiful bill.
So there's been some reluctance at the federal level to regulate AI for good reason, because it's brand new. It's the shiny new object. And we are hopefully going to continue to be the leader in AI as a country. Federal government is like, I don't want to stymie creativity in that space. The states are a little bit more reluctant because they see the effects of deception every day. I mean, the state AGs and local law enforcement, that's where people go when they're angry.
Right.
And so I think that's why we're starting to see states pay more attention to it. In terms of comprehensive legislation, I think it's on the horizon. I think that there will be some legislation, but I also think that it's not going to be as draconian as people think, because truly AGs have all the remedial powers already in the deceptive trade practice statutes. Like California, you don't need additional tools to regulate AI. I think disclosure requirements perhaps, but the way it's being used, I just don't see that coming.
Okay, so my last question to you, Ryan, is over the past few months, this is going to be multifaceted. Over the past few months, the FTC and the state levels have been changing the rules or adding rules. It isn't changing the rules, they're adding rules because they didn't exist before. And so you've got people who are selling online. You've got 50 states. I'm not even going to go into the international aspect because the EU and Australia are doing some crazy things when it comes to AI and regulation. But how, me as a marketer, I'm a couple million a year. I can't afford to be sitting on calls with lawyers every month. And it's literally changing every month. How do I keep up with the rules regarding AI as AI explodes?
I think press releases from the FTC.
Okay.
I'd pick whatever state you're doing business in, subscribe to.
I'm doing business in every state. I'm an online marketer.
That's too much, right?
Yeah.
It's too much to keep track of. So I would put a dinger on the Wall Street Journal. I'd put a dinger on the FTC press releases for AI. And then I'd figure out whatever state you do, like you're located in. Like if you're an LLC.
I would help people in California.
California's the bigger one because everybody, it's the fourth largest economy in the world.
The thing about California is their regulations are always worse than everybody else's. So if you follow California's regulations, you're probably going to be okay.
I think that's a great.
I love doing business in Texas. I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. However, I don't sell to a lot of people in Texas.
You do in California.
Even if I sell to 10 in California will take my business away because that state and those AGs are really serious over there. So my go-to is follow California regulations. You'll likely be okay because they're going to be the harshest for everything.
Otherwise, you're going to have to modify your marketing practices.
Yeah.
So, no, I think that's a good one.
Yeah. The Wall Street Journal, FTC.
California.
In
your state.
How do I do that?
So go to the FTC's website. There's a little press release button. Click subscribe. Wall Street Journal, I think, pretty self-explanatory. And same thing for California. Go to the California AG's office. And there's also a privacy regulator in California.
I didn't know about this.
Yes. Go to the privacy, what it's called.
We'll link it.
Go to their website. We'll throw it in the chat. You can subscribe to press.
We don't have a
releases and
chat,
things.
but we'll certainly put it in
Not
the show
chat.
notes.
Like Zoom calls.
Awesome. Anything before I wrap up?
No, I think we covered a lot.
What do you think about AI?
I think it's cool. I think we're trying to adopt it as fast as we can. I think it makes us faster.
You guys,
In moderation.
I mean, 5 years in, you're just starting to actually pull some lever.
Well, I mean, like, Virginia was in law and equity until
That's fair.
God knows what, the 70s. So, 5 years is not too late for us.
Fair enough. I mean, we're still at the beginning of it all. We're barely scratching the surface of what this is going to be, I believe. It's the smartest it's ever been. It's only going to get smarter. And number two, the best time to adapt AI was 5 years ago. The second best time is right now, if you haven't already. So, yeah, amazing. Thank you. If it looks human, but it's synthetic, you better tell your audience or the FTC will tell your lawyer. AI is rocket fuel for marketing, but without the right compliance guardrails, it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Ryan and I have created an AI compliance kit to help you scale safely and stay ahead of regulators. It's free inside the Visionary Vault. Go ahead and sign up for the Visionary Vault today at www.specialopspodcast.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you get notifications whenever we put out a new episode.